Hey guys, long time no see. I have been like in the depths of parenting and motherhood and working, and I just haven't like even had time to myself to come on and do a video. I'm not even in the car right now. I'm actually in this back room, and I'm wondering if my husband and the boys are going to be back any moment and interrupt this. Maybe they will, maybe they won't be. Hopefully they'll realize I'm doing a video. Or I'll cut it short and we'll be divinely blessed and have time to do this. I'm gonna talk a little bit louder so that you can hear me. I think the air conditioner's in here, but it's not as loud. And honestly, I haven't really had much to add or share. We're kind of in this weird transitional period. Spirit has talked about it several times. If you're in the moon circle, you know all about it. If you've had like a private reading with me, you probably know about it. We're in this weird transitional time where there's like not a lot to do. It's like a waiting period. For a lot of people, this is a shift between timelines that we've talked about. This is like you're done with one thing and just kind of like waiting for like the next door to open. So you're just kind of chilling and there's not a lot of clear direction, not a lot of like, this is what to do next. It's almost like treading water is the vibe. And it's still like that. And it's still like very, with this Capricorn new moon, I don't know what other people are saying about it, and I haven't listened really. It's like this, focusing on physical world matters and earthly tasks. Like it's very like physical world, earthly stuff focused. I did a whole reading on this in the last full moon circle, which was this last week. So if you're in there, you can go, you know, listen to that whole thing to get more information. But I figured we'd do a little reading for the weekend and coming up here and see where things are. I'm using the Earth Magic Oracle deck. This is one of my favorite decks. I use it often. So maybe we'll see like where we are for the rest of July. We're like mid-July now. New moon is at the end of the month. July 28th, I believe. All right, so where are things for us for the rest of the month? And by the way, if you're new to this channel, my name is Sarah Petruno. I'm a shamanic practitioner. I've been practicing shamanism for 9 years now. I'm looking out the window to see how much time we got. I gotta hustle off here if they show up. And I do readings, and shamanic healing obviously is my specialty. I don't do a lot of private shamanic healing right now, so I wanna cover that first before we go over the readings. So for private readings, if you go to my website, which is linked below, I have distance readings in my shop, and then I have live readings if you go to work with me, and then like one-on-one sessions, I have live readings where we do a Zoom meeting, or otherwise in my shop I have distance ones, which you ask questions and I record it and send it to you. And for distance shamanic healings, which means like we don't meet and I would record it and send it to you, I'm only doing those in the moon circle, which are group collective sessions. For live shamanic healings, that would be like a session that you go under work with me, one-on-one sessions, and you'd schedule that. So I'm doing them only live right now, only Zoom sessions, not distance right now, aside from the moon circle, which is group shamanic work. Okay, so where are we at now into the end of the month? What are we focusing on? What messages do we have? What's coming up? Okay, so right now, first card is Dreamtime, which is creation. This card and what Spirit is telling me is that we are in this period of like planning and less creating. So this card is creation, and it's less creating in the physical sense and more creating in the like planning, like mentally dreaming sense. So this is a period where you're like setting out long-term goals and like kind of putting little pieces into place. Like they're showing me an image of like puzzle pieces getting put into place, like little things that are getting kind of put into place. And that's what we're doing. It's like a energetic, spiritual level dreaming creation on that level. It's not a physical creation in that you're like physically birthing a new project or physically starting something new or physically creating something new. You might be, but what I'm getting more for this is it's more of like a dreaming period where you're kind of putting the like subtle pieces into place for the longer term. So it's like small incremental changes, new habits, new routines, new skills that you're currently learning or will be learning. And Spirit's been talking about this for a long time. That's what's happening right now. It's like little things that are coming into place, coming into like puzzle pieces that are falling into place for the long-term vision and the long-term creation. So it's this period of dreaming, of putting things into motion for the long-term creation, okay? Then we have volcano, which is volatility, which tells me that there's going to be some weird stuff coming up for people, big changes, which makes sense with this pieces. So if you're in here doing this creation and putting pieces into place, then what can happen is with those subtle changes, then we have other stuff that's falling away and other stuff that is being removed. So think about volcano. Volcano is volatility, but also think about it as fire element, and fire element is destruction and things falling away. And this doesn't necessarily have to be catastrophic, so don't freak out. Like, don't think that it's going to be like some huge thing is going to blow up and like you haven't, you know, you're like done with stuff in your life blowing up. It could just be other things that continue to fall away, or other things that in your life that like are no longer serving you, are further leaving. For some people, it could be that there's like jobs that you're ending, or phases of life that you're ending, or relationships that are closing, or doors that are closing. But it doesn't, it feels more like a cleansing, like things are being cleansed from your life during this period. And this feels like it's like towards the end of July, like not necessarily next week, but like the following week. It feels like there's still going to be this waiting period where things are being like created, planning, dreaming, putting into motion. And then this cleansing, we're going to call it a cleansing, happening towards the end of July, where things are, I'm going to see, I'm trying to get clearer information on what this is and what it means, specifically in physical world terms. It feels like a cleansing or a releasing, and that things are like something or some things are being released and cleansed. It doesn't feel like as explosive as this picture looks. Like it feels like a gentler cleansing, or a continued cleansing of something that was already on its way out for you. Like a final clearing of that thing. Like the image they're showing me now is like, let's say you built a fire, or you have like a cauldron, or like a thing for burning sage, like something like this. I have a little cauldron, and like you've lit it, and like all the Palo Santo or all the herb or plant material has mostly burned out, but there's still some sharp pieces in there that are remaining. It's like a fire, it's like you relighting a fire to take care of those last extra bits. And once those last extra bits are taken care of, then you're cleared out and you're like dumping it and you're moving on. It feels like a final cleansing of some things that have already started cleansing out of your life. Okay. And then the last card is winter solstice, which is reflection, which makes sense with the new moon that's coming at the end of the month. New moon is a period of taking stock of what has worked and what has not worked over the past month, 2 months, 3 months. For a lot of you, the past couple of months has been this period of like endless closed doors and like things not working. And we've talked about this in previous readings, but this end of the month new moon feels like this period of reflection where like, what do I want to continue on with? Like, what am I seeing incremental mental progress with? Even if it's not this huge, as much progress as I would have wanted at this time, but what am I seeing incremental progress with that I can continue forward with? Because I know that like I'm seeing changes in myself, like I'm learning something new here. Even if it's slower, you're reflecting on and finding the threads of the things that you're incrementally getting better at and incrementally seeing improvements with over the past couple of months. So it's like a reflection period of what hasn't worked. What am I like fully clearing out? And what threads am I continuing to follow through the end of July and into August and September? Like where it's like the image they're showing me is like you're in the woods as like a wolf, right? You have like a wolf energy or like a fox energy, and you're in the woods and it's winter. And you are seeing a barren landscape because it's like quiet and winter, but you're picking up a scent, and it's a faint scent and it's a subtle scent, and you're following that scent. And so it's like, what is the scent in your life? This is such a weird metaphor. What is the scent in your life that is very faint and subtle, but it's there? It's something that is, there's been progress, and there's been like, it's something you want to keep following, something that you're doing that you want to keep following, something that's like, kind of like, it's not even like this huge, like, follow me, this is the sign. It's like a very subtle thread. It's like, I see a glimmer of light in this direction, and this is it's like they're showing me an image of like a dark room, and there's like a cracked doorway with like a little glimmer of light like across the dark room, and you're like, I think I see light there. I don't know what's between here and there, but I see light, and I'm just gonna follow it. And it's this very subtle like stream of light that's coming in that you're choosing to follow towards the end of the month, or even starting to think about that now. And then you're continuing to follow this thread and reflecting on what has fallen away here. What has fallen away here, thank it for teaching you the things that it has taught you, and moving towards that thread, moving towards that scent that you're picking up on. The thing that even if it's just one tiny thing that has been working, that you can see some glimmer of hope or some glimmer of light with, that's what you're following. Okay, that's it for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I will link below different ways you can support me if you want to do that. And you'll also find below if you want a private reading. I do have those, and you'll find links for that below. And that's all. Happy Friday, guys, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.